Hello! Hope you guys are all okay and all good. My name's George Lester, for those of you who don't know. Feel free to subscribe down below if you're not already. And this is my final book haul of 2018. Going up at the beginning of 2019 because she is what? Disorganized. I wasn't actually going to film this video, but then it was that sudden realization of, oh my gosh, I have acquired books between the last time I did a haul and this time. That means there's time for like a December book haul, which I wasn't anticipating because I shouldn't be buying books. But I had a book token, so that's part of it. And then I got bought stuff and I got sent stuff. So it's all a bunch of surprises really. And now you get to see me talk about it. So here are the final books that I have acquired in 2018. Can you believe another year's gone by? Can you believe I didn't make videos for 3 months? I can. One of the books that got sent to me in December was Paper Avalanche by Lisa Williamson. I'm pretty sure I put this in my last book haul as well, but they sent me a finished copy of this gorgeous pink thing because I went and I interviewed Lisa Williamson. Gosh, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but it only went up like 2 or 3 days ago. So I'll leave a link to that in the description box below and you can go and check that out. It's a 50-minute interview. It's a long old video. If I was clever, I would have split it into like 5 parts and really eked it out over a few days, but I'm not smart and I just wanted to put the whole thing up because it was great and Lisa's fabulous and this book is incredible. For those of you who don't know, Lisa Williamson is the author of The Art of Being Normal, which is wonderful, All About Mia, which is also wonderful, and Flawed, which is also wonderful and written with 6 other authors, but she's brilliant. And Paper Avalanche is her newest book and is about a girl called Ro Snow whose mum is a hoarder, and it is about her trying to live her life and keep this a secret. But she struggles to do that when this girl called Tanvi, who's been off school for quite some time because she was very, very sick, has come back to school and decided she wants to befriend Ro. And because of that, she's kind of creeping her way into Ro's life a little bit more, and Ro is struggling to keep her secrets. This is all coupled with the fact that Ro is kind of discovering who she is as a teenager and trying to figure out what the hell she wants to do with her life. And it's about her living for herself. It's really great. It's funny. It deals with a quite serious topic with a lightness of touch that Lisa Williamson just seems to have in abundance. It's brilliant UKYA. I urge you to check it out. It comes out on the 3rd of January. It's brilliant. I love it. And go watch my interview. Grab a cup of tea. It's long. The next book that got sent to me was a copy of Slay on Tour by Kim Curran. For those of you who are unaware, Slay by Kim Curran. Let me get my copy. Can I get my copy without like ruining my shelves? Probably not. Let's find out. Oh, I've already dropped something. Oh, she is what? Clever. So Slay came out earlier on in 2018 and Slay on Tour comes out in January. This series is about a demon fighting boy band. Think Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets One Direction. Could you ask for anything more? This book is fantastic. I read it so early on and reread it when it got released as an actual book to see what all the differences were. So I'm so excited to read Slay on Tour. I've already been talking to Usborne and fingers crossed I'll get to interview Kim at some point in 2019. But these are brilliant. Just fantastic. Well, I've not read the second one yet, but I've read the first one and it's so good. So I'm fairly sure the second one is going to be bloody fantastic. Demon slaying boy band. Honestly, who could ask for anything more? Okay, so next, let's go for the things that I bought. I'm going to whiz through these because I did a whole video on most of these. But the first one that I bought for myself, because it was very cheap when I was in Tesco and I thought, ooh, I want it. And that is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I can't believe I have not read this book this year because it's just 2 of my absolute faves coming together with a title that is taken from Dear Evan Hansen. Why have I not read it? I don't know. I'm going to try and read it before I go back to school on the 14th of January because she wants to. She needs it. And like, all signs point to this being incredibly sweet. So I bought myself this. This is, as far as I'm aware, I don't know too much about it. I've tried not to read too much into it because I just want to be surprised. It's a boy called Arthur and a boy called Ben, and it's kind of the serendipitous meetings that they keep having that I think lead to them falling in love, quite possibly. It's very kind of Jennifer E. Smith in concept, which I'm really into. If you don't know Jennifer E. Smith, she writes, all of her novels have like an element of serendipity in them, and that's what makes them so bloody wonderful, that it's all about chance and fate and the universe kind of pushing people together, and I love that. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. It looks and sounds fantastic. And it's Becky and Adam. It's going to be brilliant. And I already can feel that there are so many people who will have already read this who'll be commenting down below telling me how great it is. So do tell me how great it is. Convince me to read it immediately. And these are the ones I'm going to whiz through because I did do a book haul quite recently because I went to Gaze the Word and I spent a book token, and I've already shown you these in a previous video, so I'm going to whiz through them real quick. Running with Lions by Julian Winter. So excited to read this. Becky Albertelli quote on the front. Queer romance sports team come through. The Backstagers Volume 1, which I've already read. I read it over Christmas. It was bloody fantastic. It was so sweet. Not quite as queer as I was expecting it to be, if I'm entirely honest. I can only assume that that's going to come out in later books because one of them is clearly in love with Jory. So I'm sort of intrigued to see where that's going to go. It was sort of subtly queer because there were some, like, the stage managers were in a relationship, I think. Sort of subtly queer. Interested to see where it's going to go. Hope it gets gayer, but I feel like that's the truth of anything that I read. It's like every time I read something, if there's a sequel, I'm like, hope it gets gayer in the sequel, or if I'm halfway through it, it's like, hope it gets gayer in the second half. The same with Fence by C.S. Pacat. Like, I thought that this was going to be a lot gayer than it was, and it was not as gay as I thought it was going to be. You need to stop saying gay. The word has lost all meaning. I'm talking really fast, but I really enjoyed it. The artwork was lovely. I'm sort of addicted. I need volume 2. It comes out in February. This is great. I really enjoyed it. I read it in one sitting. I want more, and I want them to be gayer, but I feel like I said, truth of everything. Perfect 10 by Elle Phillips. Lovely quotes from lovely people whose books I love, so looking forward to that. Have the audiobook on Scribed, ready to go. And Captive Prince, also by C.S. Pacat, who, in my Gaze the Word book haul, I keep calling C.S. Pascat, which is not their name at all, so there's that. But I'm looking forward to reading this. A lot of you on my Gaze the Word book haul told me how great it was, so I have this to look forward to. And look, ooh, Gaze the Word bookmarked right there. And I don't know what note that was. If you know what note that was and you've got perfect pitch, pray tell, Julia Child, let me know what it was. That was a lot of talking really quickly. I said I was going to whiz through, and then I just sort of sped up, and it just got a bit intense. Should we take a breather? Let's just have a minute. Have a little sip. Okay, ready to carry on. These last two were presents. I asked for these for Christmas. One from lovely boyfriend Jordan, and one from parents because they were quite expensive books. And we were doing a musical at school. We were doing Gypsy at school, and we read some of a section from this book, and I thought it was really interesting. And the director and the musical director really recommended it as something cool to read. So the first of these is Finishing the Hat by Stephen Sondheim, collected lyrics from 1954 to 1981 with attendant comments, principles, heresies, grudges, wines, and anecdotes. This is the US edition, which is a very pretty cover, I must say. And this is the one that has Gypsy in it, and also stuff from another musical that I'm looking at a section from this semester called Little Night Music. So this is really interesting. I'm looking forward to dipping in and out of this. Like, it's very anecdotal, it's very interesting, and I don't know enough about Sondheim, and I don't know enough about the musicals that Sondheim has written, and Sondheim is like a musical theatre god, so I should really. So this. Yay. So boyfriend got me this one, and then my mama got me Look, I Made a Hat, which is the sequel, which is collected lyrics 1981 to 2011 with attendant comments, amplifications, dogmas, harangues, digressions, anecdotes, and miscellany, which covers a bunch of different musicals, and Into the Woods is in this one as well. So if you know Sondheim, Finishing the Hat and Look, I Made a Hat are both lyrics from Sunday in the Park with George, which is one of the musicals that he wrote, which I think is a cool reference, and it's a reference that I get, so I know a little bit about Sondheim, if not a lot. I'm really looking forward to reading both of these. You may notice that they have different covers. This is a US one, this is a UK one, and I'm sort of into the fact that they mismatch, which probably makes me some kind of booktube anomaly that's not freaking out about this. I'm sorry if this hurts you emotionally, but I like that they're different, and they both look stunning, and I cannot wait to read them both. I'm going to be dipping in and out of these over the course of the year, I imagine. That's the end of this video. A very short, very speedy, very fast talking book haul. And because I didn't do this in the last haul, so it was really hard to find a thumbnail, I'm going to do the stacky book thing that like you're supposed to do in book hauls. Can you tell that I'm just like so out of practice with all of this that I'm having to like using previous videos where I've been bad as a reference point to like do stuff. Just chatting away while I gather these books up. I've not really put them on here in any particular order, and I've left Slay by Kim Curran in there just to sort of get it into your heads that you need to go and buy that book. But there they all are, looking lovely. Brown cow, stunning. So these are the last books. Oh, can I balance and still manage to talk? So these are the last books that I've acquired in 2018, the final book haul of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to put a thumb on it and subscribe down below if you want to see more. Subscribe. I love each and every one of your faces. Thank you for sticking with me this year, and thank you for those of you who haven't vanished and decided to keep watching my videos. There will be a few more coming over the course of the next few weeks, where I'll be talking about my favourite things that I have read in 2018, the things I'm most looking forward to in 2019, and the books that I should have read in 2018 and haven't. That's 3 whole videos that I already have planned in my head, and I've already sorted out what I'm going to do for my second A to Z of Queer Lit. I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's going to take ages. I remember when I made that video, it was like 30 minutes of footage that I had to cut down into something that was like watchable. But yeah, it's going to be a long one. This is starting to hurt my wrist. I love each and every one of your faces, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!